is where Granny hides her still. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that magnificent mansion is occupied by one of the strangest families of millionaires ever to migrate to Beverly Hills. No wonder people call them the Beverly Hillbillies. Now, coming into view on your left is the tennis court, which Mr. Clampett converted into a stock pen and filled with cows and goats and chickens. Yes, for 2 years, Mr. Clampett has been the center of controversy in Beverly Hills. Now it appears he has become a center of controversy in nearby Hollywood, where, through his banker, he has obtained control of Mammoth Pictures, one of the pioneer movie studios. Now, Mr. Clampett finds himself torn between those who wish to preserve this historic motion picture landmark and those who wish to tear it down, namely his banker, Mr. Milburn Drysdale.
Mammoth Pictures is losing money, and it's tying up a valuable parcel of real estate. I say let's bulldoze it and build Clampett City.
And now, speaking from her office in Hollywood, is someone who opposes Mr. Drysdale's views, the famous columnist, Miss Hedda Hopper.
I have not met this Eastern financier, Mr. J.D. Clampett, but I would like to say to him that Mammoth Pictures is more than just a valuable piece of real estate. It's a priceless chapter of Hollywood history, written by stars whom the world will never, never forget. I intend to seek him out and do my best to convince him that a studio so rich in memories should and must be preserved.
Thank you, Miss Hopper, and good luck. Now, I say good luck because our news staff has been unable to locate Mr. Clampett. He and his family have dropped from sight just when the fate of the studio hangs on his decision, particularly the western set located here on the back lot. It is here that Drysdale has announced that he will begin construction. Now, will this movie set be replaced by 40-story skyscrapers? Only Mr. Clampett can answer that question, and he has disappeared. And on that note of mystery, we return you now to our studios. This is Bill Baldwin in Newscopter 1.
What is it, Ted?
There, whirlybird. Yonder he goes.
You reckon he'll come back here and settle down in Clampett City?
I don't even think this is Clampett City.
Well, it must be, Jethro. This is where Mr. Drysdale said he was going to commence building it.
Well, he stopped pretty near before he commenced. Our general store's the only one that's got any insides, and we done that.
Well, maybe that's the way they build towns hereabouts. Mr. Drysdale said around Hollywood, all you gotta do is put up a big front.
I'm on the Western Street out at Mammoth Pictures. I got a tip I'd find J.D. Clampett here. But so far, the place looks deserted. I'll make another run and call you back. Goodbye.
Granny, come quick. Granny, boy, and Jethro must have gotten them locks off the gate. Yonder comes our first car.
Praise be, settlers at last.
A big family? Well, it appears like just one woman.
Yeah, but she's looking for a man.
Well, how'd you know?
That's a courting hat if I ever seen one.
Yeah, just like Aunt Pearl used to wear.
Howdy. Welcome to town. Ellie, run draw off some cider. I'm Granny.
I'm Hedda Hopper. I'm looking for a man, and I was told I'd find him here.
And you will. We'll help you. Now, would you like a nice dirt farmer? A storekeeper, a butcher, or a baker?
No, I happen to be looking for a millionaire.
Millionaire? Well, honey, you better lower your sights a little. What? Well, at your age, if you can't get cream, don't turn down milk.
I'm afraid I've come to the wrong place. Thank you.
Oh, now I'm sorry I ruffled your feathers. Come in and have a glass of cider. It'll help you find a man.
The only man I'm interested in finding is Mr. J.D. Clampett.
Oh, so he's the millionaire you got your courting hat set for.
My what?
Your courting hat. Don't tell me you wear a window box like that every day.
I do, and I have for 30 years. Mr. Clampett? Mr. Clampett?
30 years she's been trying. Lord love her. Jed!
Whose car, Granny?
Some highfalutin husband hunter by the name of Hedda Hopper.
Husband hunter, huh? That ought to put some life into town.
Hold on, Jed. You're the husband she's a-hunting.
Me?
Spoke for you by name. Said she wouldn't settle for nothing less than a millionaire.
Come on, Jethro, let's get out of here.
Well, that's my pa right there.
Howdy, ma'am.
You are J.D. Clampett?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd never take you for a millionaire.
Well, take him or leave him. He's the only one in town.
Granny.
I simply meant I would never pick him to be the owner of this studio.
Hell, nobody picked you to pick him. And how come you to be so all-fired choicey? You're a 30-year loser yourself.
Mr. Clampett, is there some place we can go where we can be alone?
Ma'am, you don't want to be alone with me.
I do. I must talk to you. Let's take my car and go for a drive. I'll show you Hollywood. We'll share its history and romance.
Ma'am, if it's a drive you want, let's go in my car. Jethro will be alone. To do the driving, I mean. They'll leave us free for talking and sightseeing. Here, Jethro, help Miss Hopper to hop on.
Come on, Hopper.
Here we go. There. You can see Danny from up there.
Oh, can we get to Hollywood in this?
You betcha we can. Jethro knows a shortcut. Let her rip, boy.
She sure is hanging on to our courting hat.
Not a good it'll do her. She won't get no courting done on that ride.
Especially with Jethro taking his shortcut.
That poor city woman won't know which to save, her hat or her hide.
Hang on, Miss Hopper. The road takes a little dip here. Well, here we are, Miss Hopper, safe and sound.
Yes. If you don't mind, I'd like a moment to verify that.
Hey, Uncle Jim, that sign says this here is a Chinese theater.
You don't reckon she's fixing to show us a Chinese movie?
Sure hope not.
I know it's kind of late to be telling you, Miss Hopper, but me and Jethro don't speak Chinese.
Only the architecture is Chinese. This is one of the famous Hollywood landmarks I was telling you about.
Oh, I see.
Now, Mr. Clampett, I want you to walk up there into that forecourt and look at those footprints in the cement. And then what I have to say will mean so much more to you.
All right. Come on, Jethro. Oh, ain't you counting, Miss Hopper?
No, I'll just sit here and catch my breath.
All right.
And hope that Luella Parsons doesn't drive by and see me.
Well, I wish you'd look at this. Somebody has sure gone and messed up this poor man's cement.
Looks like there was a whole bunch of them.
Bold rascals, too. Wasn't enough for them to go tromping through it with their feet. They had to stick their hands in it, too, and write their name.
Uncle Jed, it was movie stars that done this.
No.
Yeah, look at here.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Good luck, Sid. Douglas Fairbanks. Hey, who you reckon Sid is?
Don't know.
Hey, and look at there. Look at right there. Mary Pickford.
Well, I can't believe it. Mary Pickford. Clara Bow, yeah. She's a little cut-up, frisky as a kitten. But sweet little Mary.
Hey, Uncle Jed, come here. Look at this. Come here. Right there. Tom Mix.
Why, even his horse stuck his foot in the cement.
Old Tom must have dropped his gun in it, too.
Is Norma Tell, Madge?
Gloria Swanson.
Bill Hart was in on it, too.
Hey, and there's some woman by the name of Betty Grable. Stuck her whole leg in it.
Well, Miss Hopper, that sure is a sight to see.
Oh, I'm glad it impressed you, Mr. Clampett, because many of those people were your stars.
Mine?
Do you want those famous stars to be remembered only by their footprints in that cement?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Then get busy, man. Get busy. It's your responsibility. Goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute, Miss Hopper. I'll drive you back to your car.
No, my office is just down there. I'll send for my car. Bye.
Bye. Well, Jethro, you heard what she said. It was my stars done that.
Yes, sir. And it's your responsibility.
Well, I reckon there's only one thing for me to do. I gotta mix up a batch of cement and smooth out that mess. Come on.
That's Hedda Hopper's car. She's in there right now trying to influence Jed Clampett. Well, by golly, I'm not going to tolerate her interference for 1 second longer. She's coming between my bank and millions, and she's going to get clobbered.
Miss Hopper? Miss Hopper? Are you here?
No, Miss Hopper ain't here.
And a good thing for her, too.
Say, just who is she anyway?
She's a troublemaker.
She's a very famous woman, Granny. She's in hundreds of newspapers.
Land sakes, what did she do, rob a bank?
Yes, mine.
Miss Hopper writes for the newspapers, Granny. All about movie stars.
Do tell. You reckon she knows him well enough to talk to him?
Oh, indeed she does.
You reckon she talked to one of them about making a movie for Jed's studio?
Oh, I'm sure of it. Who is it?
Lillian Gish.
Hey, Uncle Jed, this is all the cement we got left.
That's just about enough to take care of Mary Pickford.
You want me to run home and mix another tub?
Better mix a couple of tubs, Jethro. I still got a whole slew of movie stars to fill in. Tom Madge, Tom Mix, Gloria Swanson.
Yes, sir. I'll fetch back plenty. Hey, you want me to make up a sign saying wet cement, keep off?
Oh, don't do that. That's what got these Hollywood cut-ups to going in the first place. Folks, would you mind to step back a little? You're standing right on Mary Pickford. Thank you. Much obliged. Mary, you little rascal. If Granny ever seen this, she'd take you across her knee. Be kind of careful, would you, Mr. Policeman? We've had a lot of trouble with folks tracking up wet cement around here.
You know whose footprints you're covering up?
Do you?
It's Mary Pickford.
Well, now, go kind of easy on her, won't you, Mr. Policeman? I think she just got caught up in a game of follow the leader. I'll have it right as rain in no time at all.
You will?
You give me another hour and there won't be a footprint in this whole place, and that's a promise.
Excuse me. Don't go away.
Who is it?
Another one of those characters from the Hollywood Hills. All that bulldozing up there is really flushing them out. Think we should run them in? I'll do that. You get a hose and wash out these footprints before the cement starts to set up.
Right. Well, that's all I can do till I get some more cement.
Oh, well, in that case, why don't you come down to headquarters with me?
What for?
Oh, there's some people there who would like to talk to you and take your picture and your fingerprints.
Well, thank you, but it ain't me that deserves the credit for this. It's Hedda Hopper.
Hedda Hopper?
Yeah, she brung me here and gave me the idea.
Really? Well, in that case, we'll stop by and pick up Miss Hopper, too.
Oh, good, because I want her to have the praise.
Well, we'll see that she gets it.
Careful of the wet cement, folks.
Thank you, Miss Hopper. I'll leave them in your custody.
Goodbye, officer.
I think I see what you mean now, Miss Hopper. It's up to me to make the kind of pictures that these folks used to make.
Well, that's it exactly. Great pictures with great stars. Bring back those days when Mammoth was the pride of Hollywood.
Did Bill Hart make pictures there?
Right on the very street where Mr. Drysdale wants to bulldoze. He used to hitch his horse where your general store is now.
Well, doggy. Miss Hopper, we're going to do what you say. Make great pictures with great stars.
Oh, bless you, Mr. Clampett.
Well, I'm afraid that'll have to wait, ma'am. I got work to do.
That's what I thought, Jed. But Bill Hart don't make movies no more.
You don't?
Nor John Barrymore, nor Nita Naldi, nor Rudolph Valentino. None of them big movie stars.
Gonna be harder than I figured to make them great pictures. But I give my word to Ms. Hopper, so one way or another, it's got to be done.
Bill Baldwin in our newscopter again, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it looks as though Mr. Drysdale has lost and Hedda Hopper has won. Down below us, the western street of Mammoth Pictures is once again the scene of movie-making activity as Drysdale's bulldozer stands idly by. Mammoth has not yet released the title of the picture they're shooting, but it's safe to say that Miss Hedda Hopper will be the first to see it.
Oh, yes, Miss Hopper, the Executive Theater.
Sit down, Ms. Hopper. I hope you're going to like our picture.
But this is incredible. Wasn't it yesterday morning that we first spoke of this?
Yes, ma'am. But on account of this being our first movie, it took us the better part of a whole day to make it. Let it roll!
that Western Street. Someday Hollywood's going to thank me for this. Charge!
Dean Emerson, on behalf of Mr. Clampett, I am pleased to present this check to my old alma mater.
Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. And you, Mr. Clampett. Thank you.
And now, the college has a surprise for you. An honorary degree.
What? Here you are, Mr. Clampett.
Oh, shucks, I don't want nothing.
Now, we insist.
Do I have to wear it? Couldn't I just put it in a sack and take it home?
Oh, it's not to take home. You wear this when you receive your degree.
Yes, there are 3,000 students waiting to hear your acceptance speech.
Speech? Mr. Clampett isn't much for speech-making, Dean.
No, couldn't I just say thanks and let it go at that?
No, indeed. You have an inspirational success story for those young people.
I think just a simple thank you would be best.
Nonsense. We all want to hear the inspiring story of how Mr. Clampett made his fortune.
Well, I could tell him that. It's short. You see, Granny was honing for some gopher gravy. I went down the slough to shoot one. But just as I cut loose, that little varmint skedaddled. And oil come a-oozing out of that slough just like sorghum out of a leaky hog trough. That's how I made my fortune.
Perhaps a simple thank you would be best.
Hey, Granny!
Look here!
Uncle Jed's got his picture in the morning paper.
Right on the front page.
Well, I'll be swished. Ha! That must have been some party.
Party?
To get your Uncle Jed to wear that nightshirt and put a lampshade on his head. Well, it's about time he was having a little fun.
Granny, that ain't no funning outfit. That's a graduating from college outfit.
Yeah, Uncle Jed's done been made a doctor.
A doctor.
Yeah, look right here. It says, millionaire honor.
J.D. Clampett receives doctor's degree.
And then it goes on to say, on account of his service to humanity and generosity and many other kind deeds, that there Greeley College done went and made him a doctor.
Yeah, and this here's a certificate that they give him. J.D. Clampett.
Doctor of Humanities. Well, that means everybody.
Why, them darn fool crazy mixed up college kids, they made a mistake.
Well, what do you mean?
I've been doctoring over 50 years, and they give the certificate to Jed.
Oh, but you ain't been to college, Granny, and you got to go to college to be a real doctor.
Yeah, like Pa done yesterday.
He only went to college for a half hour.
Well, that don't make no difference. According to this, he's a doctor and you ain't.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a doctor, you gotta have one of these here certificates to hang up on your wall.
Your Uncle Jed don't know chills from chigger bites.
Granny?
He don't know warts from weevils. He don't know the grip from the pip.
What's all the shouting about down there?
Well, yonder he comes, the college doctor. The one with the fancy piece of paper that says he knows everything. How do you cure the vapors? What do you do for Quincy? How do you poultice a riser?
That's me, Granny. You're the one who knows all that stuff.
Oh, do you hear that? He wants me to do his doctoring for him. Well, I ain't a-gonna do it. You got the name, now you play the game.
What are you talking about?
About you sneaking off to college and being made a doctor.
I didn't get made no doctor.
Well, it says right here in the morning paper you did.
I just went down there to give him some money.
Then how come you took the certificate?
I thought they was handing me a receipt.
Does this look like a receipt?
Well, I'll be doggone.
Hey, Uncle Jed, When I wanted to be a brain surgeon, everybody said that I had to go to college 8 years to be a doctor.
Well, that's what I heard. But I reckon it's like the old saying goes, nothing greases a chute like money.
Well, Mr. College Doctor, ain't you gonna hang up your fancy certificate on the wall and commence healing sick folks?
Of course not.
Then why are you all duded up like this?
Going over to my movie studio.
Is somebody ailing over there?
Stop that kind of talk. You know I ain't no doctor.
It says so in the paper.
I know he's going to take that serious. Granny, you're the doctor in this family. You always have been, you always will be.
Dr. Clampett, I presume. Good morning, Doctor. Well, Granny, how's it make you feel when you hear your son-in-law called Doctor? Makes you swell up with pride, doesn't it?
Mr. Drysdale, could we have this certificate made out to Granny instead of me?
You're joking.
Oh, she deserves it a lot more than I do.
But you're the one who gave the money to the college.
Yeah, but...
I don't need your charity, Jed Clampett. You can keep your old doctor's certificate.
Mr. Drysdale, if we can't have this one made over to Granny, could we get her one of her own?
Well, I'm afraid... Well, you see, a doctor's degree is very rarely bestowed. It took a cool million for the... Granny's case, I doubt seriously if...
Where you going, Granny?
Going with Jethro. Come on, boy.
Where's Jethro going?
He's going with me. Get that truck moving, boy.
Where are we going, Granny?
To that Greedy College.
I think it's Greeley.
I think it's greedy. And as long as it is, I'm gonna buy me one of them half-hour doctor certificates.
Hey, Granny, how about buying me one to be a brain surgeon?
I'll price them.
And now, coming up on your right, in a few moments, will be the home of Mr. J.D. Clampett, the man who owns Mammoth Picture Studios. And then...
He owns the movie studio?
That's right. And then...
Well, can't we stop for a moment? Maybe we'll see him.
Well, I can pull up at the gate. He might be out in the yard.
Now, dear, if we should see Mr. Clampett, you know what to do. Oh, thank goodness we brought your tap shoes. Watch me for tempo, and remember the signals. Now, this is a cartwheel, and this is a backflip. Oh, my baby's gonna be the new Shirley Temple.
Hi!
Yeah, Ellie and Granny and Jethro come back?
No, sir, but there's a whole bus full of people coming up the driveway.
What do you reckon they want?
Well, I don't know, unless they seen your picture in a paper and want you to doctor them.
Well, I hope not. Morning, folks.
Y'all here to see Dr. Clampett?
Hey, that's you. Your picture's in the newspaper.
You've got to see my little girl. It'll be right there.
Ma'am, you see, I ain't really a doctor. I can't. I mean...
Open this door. Let me go.
Take it easy, will you, lady?
I want him to see my Beverly now. Open this door.
Gee, I'm sorry about this. I'll get him out of here right away.
Well, maybe you best let that woman off. She's about to bust your door.
Okay, thanks.
They're standing here, my Beverly. He's got to see that
Stand
child.
back, please. Stand back.
Come on, Beverly.
Might calm her some just to let her tell us her troubles. Sure hope Granny hurries back.
man, this has gone far enough. What fraternity are you with?
I ain't with no fraternity.
Then will you please explain what this little woman wants?
Well, yes, sir. She wants folks to call her a doctor.
And it's high time, too.
Indeed it is. Get me Dr. Niemeyer in psychiatry.
Pa, Granny and Jethro's are coming.
Oh, praise be. Just in time. Finish putting the chairs around for the next busload of sick folks. Granny, I'm so glad to see you, I ain't even going to ask you where you been.
I wouldn't tell you if you did ask.
I'll tell you where we've been.
You speak when you're spoke to.
Jethro, park the truck out of the way.
I've been spoke to, Granny. We've been down at the...
You do as you're told. Now get this truck out of here. You get your certificate hogging hands off of me, Dr. Clampett.
Granny, like I told you before, you're the doctor, not me. Why, I had to turn away a whole busload of sick folks because you wasn't here.
Why didn't you show him your picture in the paper? Maybe that would have cured him.
The little girl here would have tore your heart out. Poor little thing had a nervous tick in her foot. Couldn't stop tapping it. She had wore out so many pairs of shoes her ma had to put iron plates on them. She's coming back and bring some other.
Well, heaven help him, 'cause I ain't gonna.
Granny, I'll get that college to make you a doctor if it takes every cent I got.
They offered to make me one. Even give me a test.
They did?
Asked me the craziest darn fool questions you ever did hear. Had me putting pegs in holes and looking at spilt ink. But I passed it.
Good for you.
That's what I thought. Until they put me in that white doctor's coat. The crazy darn fool thing had sleeves that tied in the back.
Make no sense at all.
If Jethro hadn't been there to rip it off of me, I'd still be trying to get out of it. I have done my last doctoring, and that's that. What's this get-up supposed to be?
Well, this here's a nurse's outfit. Jethro and me's gonna help Pa take care of sick folks.
Jethro and you help Jed? What if the three of you put together couldn't take a wart off a dill pickle?
Granny, Jethro's been watching them hospital shows on TV, and he knows all about doctors and nurses and everything. Well, me and him went over to Pa's movie studio. We got all the stuff to make the parlor into a real doctor's office. Hey, Jethro!
Nurse, don't you never whistle and yell, "Hey, Jethro," at me. You're supposed to say, "Calling Dr. Bodine," like they do on television.
Dr. Bodine.
Yes, ma'am, Granny. He's Dr. Clampett's brilliant young assistant.
Nurse, clear this ward. Get ready for the patients.
Sorry, Granny. You'll have to leave.
You couldn't pay me to stay here. I don't want to be within 10 miles of this place. Someone comes in with a broken leg, that nut will shoot him. And I don't want to be here to see it.
I'll go out and fetch Dr. Clampett.
Dr. Bodine?
Yes, sir, Dr. Clampett?
I believe I told you about the toe tapping, young'un.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar with the case and prepared to handle it.
I believe we had best step into my private office, Doctor.
After you, Doctor.
Dr. Bodine, supposing that X-rays don't quieten her nerves.
Then I'll just have to yank them rascals out.
That don't do it?
Then I'll just have to remove what they call the entire skeletal structure.
Oh, if that's that little girl, you might as well bring her right on in here to the operating room and letting young Dr. Bodine go right to work on her.
Yes, sir, Dr. Clampett.
Oh, no, wait! me, Jed. I'll save the little girl. Don't let that squirrely TV doctor get his hands on her. I'm coming. I'm coming. Worst case of nervous flip-flops I ever did see. Oh, you pretty little darling. Don't you worry, Granny's here. Granny's gonna help you.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Glad to do it. Come on in here. No, I better take her upstairs to my room.
Oh, there's some others outside from the Hollywood Vaudeville Club. May I tell them to come in?
Have them come in and wait. I'll get to them as quick as a kid.
Come on in, everybody.
What a beautiful place this is.
Now remember, we drew straws, and I get to audition my bird imitations first.
What you doing, boy?
Well, this here's the way them there doctors wash their hands on television. Nowadays, what you call sterilized clean. Ready to operate.
Excuse me, Paul. First patient's waiting to see you.
Ain't Granny down there yet?
No, sir.
Well, I'll talk to him. Ready to operate, huh?
Yes, sir.
Howdy, ma'am. What seems to be your trouble? That woman thinks she's a bird.
She ain't fur wrong.
What can you do?
Well, I ain't no bird doctor, but I can give her some breadcrumbs and straw and make her comfortable.
How's the little girl?
Just fine. But it took 2 doses of nerve tonic to get her more to bed. Well, come on, give me your wing.
Pitiful, pitiful.
Here's the next one, Paul.
Oh, howdy. Granny will be right back. Maybe you'd like to tell me what ails you. Sometimes it makes you feel a lot better just to talk about it. Uh-oh. I can tell you right off that we got to change what you eat. You'll feel a heap better right away.
Paul, come quick.
What's the matter, Ellie?
There's a woman waiting to see Granny, and she's stripped down to her fancy underwear.
A growed woman?
Yes, sir. And it's got her husband just raging mad.
Now, don't eat no more till I get back. Now, here, just a minute.
That's his wife he's throwing them knives at.
Now, hold on, mister. Let's not have no more of that. I grant you got cause to be upset, but, no more of that. If your husband's aim wasn't so bad, we'd have an awful mess here.
Worst case of heartburn I ever did see. name? What are you, a farmer hater?
No, ma'am.
A lizard lover?
No, ma'am.
Now, what are you? Shh, be quiet. Who you telling to be quiet?
Nobody.
Are you taking his side again me?
No, ma'am.
Are you taking my side again him?
No, ma'am.
Why not? Ain't I right?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Then that makes you on my side.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, get off of it.
Come on, Ellie. I'll help you tote this pot outside.
I'll help too, Ellie.
Just a doggone minute. What's in that pot?
Victuals, Granny.
Then why are you toting them outside?
Well, they's a mite underdone, so we's giving them to the critters.
Not so fast. Who says they's underdone?
I reckon I do.
Well, I say they's just right.
Okay?
Give me that pot. I'm hungry.
Now, Granny, take my word for it. Them victuals ain't cooked enough.
I say they is.
No, they ain't.
Yes, they is.
Well?
I win. They is just right. For a picnic.
When Granny's spoiling for a fight, she's sure gonna have one.
Boy, that's the truth.
I have known that little woman to grow a couple of stalks of cotton just so she could scrap with the boll weevil.
Howdy. Oh, just a minute, I'll ask. Hey, is Granny cooking lice, though?
Yeah, why?
Yes, ma'am, that's what you smell. Yes, ma'am, now you do that. And bye. That's gonna get the fighting out of Granny's system.
What is? Who was that?
Well, that was Mrs. Drysdale. She says that she's gonna throw Granny's soap kettle into the cement pond. Let's go watch the fun, Ellie.
Now, hold on. You young'uns stay here. I'll go see if I can head her off.
Get that vile mess out of here.
Well, Miss Drysdale. What was that you said again, honey?
I said, get that vile mess out of here.
I thought that's what you said.
Don't stand there making that ridiculous noise. Do as I tell you, or I'll dump it in the pool and you after it.
Keep talking, honey. I want you to have a full head of steam when I tap your boiler.
Mrs. Drysdale.
She's mine, Jed. All mine. Leave her be.
Yeah, but Granny, you don't want to fight her with your sweater on, do you?
No, help me take it off. What are you doing? Unhand me, you ruffian! Bring her back, you promised! Ah, here she is. I demand you release me.
I will, ma'am, as soon as I get you safe on your side of the hedge and get Granny cooled down. Sounds like half my work is done.
Mrs. Drysdale.
Where is that miserable money-grubbing peasant?
I refuse to recognize my employer by that odious appellation.
Oh, everybody is against me. I have to fight alone to save Beverly Hills from the blight of those barbarians. Where is Milburn?
Mr. Drysdale is flying to San Francisco. He tried to call you, but you were next door at the Clampetts.
Yes, being abused, humiliated, and manhandled.
Manhandled? By whom?
Mr. Clampett. He grabbed me in the most savage manner and literally dragged me like a caveman. My arms still ache from his brutal assault.
Mrs. Drysdale, Mr. Clampett may be rough in appearance, but he's the very essence of a gentleman, the soul of chivalry.
He is the essence of uncouth behavior and the soul of depravity.
Did you hear what happened at his studio when an overzealous actress threw herself at him?
I certainly did not. And it all sounds terribly sordid. What happened?
Well, he found out that she was a married woman. And his sense of honor is so great that he refuses to go near his own studio so long as she's there.
Really? Miss Hathaway, I've been quite shaken by my ordeal. Might I have some tea?
Of course. Sit down. I'll prepare it immediately.
Marie, please see that my new Paris creation is pressed. And summon my beautician and masseurs. Oh, and Marie, I want to borrow some of that perfume that you find so devastatingly irresistible to men. No, it is not for Mr. Drysdale. I'm going to throw myself at Mr. Clancy. What? Of course I'm able to drive home myself.
Paul, come quick. Granny's sinking fast.
What?
She's took to bed with double pneumonia and pond water poisoning.
She never even got good and wet before I got her out of that pond.
Oh, come on, Paul. She's about to breathe her life.
Granny's just trying to get back at me for spoiling her scrap with Miss Drysdale.
Ellie! You hear that, Paul? She's terrible sick. She says her time has come, and she wants her family around when she goes. Jethro! Hurry, Paul, hurry! Where's coming, Granny?
Ellie, ain't your paw coming?
I'm right here, Granny.
Ellie, if he gets here too late, give him a dying message for me.
I'm right here.
Tell him I forgive him for taking Miss Drysdale's side agin me.
I didn't do that.
Tell him I forgive him for tying my arms down and throwing me in the cement pond to drown.
Granny, you fell in. I pulled you out.
Tell him he got his wish. I died from a broken heart.
I thought it was double pneumonia.
Tell him don't waste no money on a pine box. Just throw together some scrap wood and dump me in.
Granny, don't say those things.
Careful, Ellie. You'll catch pond water poison. Besides, I got to measure your Granny for her box. Let's see now. We got a couple of old egg crates down in the basement. Reckon they did. Uh-oh. Nope. Afraid not. Ellie, reckon your Granny would mind getting put away kind of doubled up?
Granny, don't listen to him.
It's all right, child. I'm too weak to hear him. Breathing my last feeble breath.
Uncle Jed! Guess who's downstairs waiting for you? All gussied up and sweet-smelling, too. Mrs. Drysdale.
Who?
Mrs. Drysdale!
Why, that fat old stone hen, let me...
Lay back down. You're dying.
I'm dying to belt her one. Let me in.
Hold her down, young'un.
Steady, Margaret, steady. All you have to do is flirt with him. Surely it's worth that to get him to move. But suppose he doesn't retreat from your advances. What? Oh, rubbish. If he retreated from a glamorous movie actress, he'll surely retreat from me. You're playing with dynamite. Listen, to get these peasants to move, I danced the Watusi with a keg of nitroglycerin.
Who are you talking to, Miss Drysdale?
Oh, Mr. Clampett. I suppose you think it's terribly bold and daring of me to come over here alone like this.
Oh, no, not at all. Granny's safe up in her bedroom, and the young'uns is up there watching her.
It isn't Granny I'm afraid of. It's myself, my feelings, the emotions that are raging inside of me.
Oh, forget it, Miss Drysdale. Even if you was to tangle with Granny, you couldn't hurt her. She's little, but she's wiry.
I have no intention of tangling with Granny. The only entanglement I fear is you and me.
Oh, Drysdale, I wouldn't hurt you for the world.
That's a let go, Granny. You'll go down and want Miss Drysdale.
Oh, I'm failing away again. I'm breathing my last. Ellie Mae, quick. Run down and fetch my tonic. Maybe I can hang on a mite longer.
Listen, Granny.
Oh, Jethro. Open them doors so I can see the sky and the trees when I go.
Where are you going?
Fixing to cross the River Jordan.
In your night clothes?
I'm leaving this vale of tears. I'm going to join the angels.
Well, they's done better than Dodgers.
I'm dying, you big lummox!
No, you ain't, Granny. You'll feel fine just as soon as Ellie fetches your tonic for you.
She'll get the wrong bottle. She ain't smart like you, Jethro.
Shucks, she ain't had education like me.
I should have sent you. You'd have got the right bottle 'Cause you're smart.
That's true.
Hurry. Stop Ellie from getting the wrong bottle.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute.
Whilst I'm gone, who's to stop you from going downstairs and whopping Mrs. Drysdale?
Well, a smart boy like you knows how to stop me from doing that, Jethro.
I do?
Of course. We'll lock the door so I can't get out.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You go on outside, and I'll lock the door.
Hey, now, don't think you can trick me now, Granny. I'll be out there listening to hear you turn that key.
You're the smart one, Jethro. Did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now then, Mrs. Drysdale.
I was right. I just figured out if you could lock that door from the inside, you could unlock it, too.
You and your education. Let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Come on, Granny. You're going back to bed.
Do you?
Have you guessed what it is I've been trying to tell you?
Oh, ma'am.
Can't you tell just by looking at me?
Afraid not.
Then I must tell you, this burden is more than I can carry alone. It weighs too heavily on me. I can hide it no longer. I'm infatuated.
Well, shucks, ma'am. If that's all that's been bothering you, forget it. You're just pleasingly plump.
Could we sit down?
You betcha. That's a ticket. There you are.
Oh, don't let go, please.
Oh, Miss Drysdale, don't worry. This bench will hold your weight and then some. There, you see? Now I'll just drag up this chair.
Oh, can't you sit here beside me?
Of course, you don't take up more than half. There. Now you feel better?
I'd feel much better if you could put your arm around me.
Miss Drysdale, I could put my arm around you and have half of it left over. You've got to stop worrying about being fat. There, you city women fret more about extra pound here and there.
Mr. Clampett, Jed, I've been trying to tell you something in a subtle manner, and I'm getting nowhere with it. Very well. I'll show you how I feel. Now, do you know what I've been talking about?
I do for a fact. You're plumb shutting off the blood to my leg.
Please come down and cook some victuals. I'm starving. Hey, looky here. I done took 3 hitches in my rope.
I told you, I ain't stirring out of this chair until your Uncle Jed comes in here and answers me some questions.
Like what, Granny?
Like the hanky-panky that's going on betwixt you and Miss Drysdale. And Jethro, leave the room.
Oh, Granny.
I don't know what hanky-panky you're talking about, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
I'm talking about the hanky-panky that went on downstairs and I had to be locked in upstairs not to see, and Jethro leave the room.
Oh, Granny. You was locked in upstairs so you wouldn't go downstairs and whomp that poor woman, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
Then why did she come to see you all gussied up and smelling of perfume, and Jethro leave the room?
Oh, Granny. Miss Drysdale come here to unburden her mind to me about something, and Jethro, leave the room.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. Leave?
Leave? I ain't even sure I ought to tell Granny about Miss Drysdale's problem, but I know she'll pester me till I do.
I'll pester you, too. Out. Out. Like a little kid that doesn't know to score. I done graduated the 6th grade.
Now, Jed, what's Miss Drysdale's problem?
Well, Granny, she thinks she's a mite overweight.
A mite overweight. To tell me that you sent Jethro out of the room?
Well, you know him and his big mouth.
And to tell you that Miss Drysdale got dressed to the nines and pickled in perfume?
That's the truth, Granny.
Who do you think you're greening, Jed? Has that woman took a shine to you?
Granny.
Don't you granny me. I remember you when you was the lady killer of Cass County.
Granny, that was 25 years ago.
It was only 2 days ago that movie actress throwed herself at you. You had it then and you got it now. And I want to know what you're doing with it.
Miss Drysdale's waiting downstairs to see you again, and smelling sweeter than ever, too.
Nothing but twixt you, huh? Well, if you won't talk, I'll wring it out of her.
Grab her, Jethro.
What do you want me to do with her?
Keep her in a rocking chair till I get back.
I'm through with hints and subtleties. I must tell you how I feel.
Jethro, you're much too smart to waste your time holding me like this.
I am?
Of course. A smart boy like you would figure out how to tie me in this chair with a piece of rope.
Well, I ain't got no rope.
Smart boy like you would figure out how to use that rope around your waist.
But yeah, I could do that.
You're so much smarter than Ellie Mae, it ain't even close.
Yeah, shucks, she ain't had education like me.
See you later, Brain!
Please, get a hold of yourself.
Nothing betwixt you, huh? You're right. Ain't room for nothing.
Jed, darling, come back. Come on.
Cass County killer is at it again.
Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale, I gotta see you. What happened was my fault, Mr. Drysdale. Now, please don't blame your wife. She's a fine woman. And don't worry, we's moving back to the hills. I just thought I'd come by and give you a chance to satisfy your honor.
Mr. Drysdale isn't here. We're quite alone, Mr. Clampett. Now, if you'll please...
Stand back, Miss Jane, for your own safety.
What do you mean?
Something I thought was buried 25 years ago in Cass County has showed up to haunt me.
Mr. Clampett.
Please, please, I can't go through all that again. First that movie actress, then Miss Drysdale, now you.
Wait a minute. Suppose you sit down and tell me everything.
Yeah, I reckon I better. It's weighing on me something awful.
You don't have to help no more, Miss Drysdale. You best go home before Jed gets back.
Oh, but I want to help. I'm so grateful to you for moving back to the hills and taking temptation out of my reach.
Pretty near loaded, Uncle Jed.
How many critters can I take with me, Pa?
Oh, round up as many as can hang on safe.
Well, come help me, Jethro.
Oh, Jed, you're back. This is pretty near everything.
Yep, better have a last look around, Granny.
Well, I guess this is it, Jed.
Sure is. Hop on, Maggie.
Maggie? Is that one of Ellie Mae's little critters?
No, ma'am. Maggie is all mine.
You mean me?
Sure do, honey bun. Get in the front seat so we can snuggle. It's a long ride back to my cabin.
Your cabin?
Well, now, you didn't think I was going to leave you here, sweetie pie. You being crazy mad for me and all.
Now, wait a minute.
You love it back in Cass County, darling. You can eat all you want. We'd be happy as two hogs in a mud boiler.
Oh, please.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Don't call me that.
Lover lamb, come back. I thought 25 years was too long.